The night pressed against the car windows, swallowing the beams of my headlights as I drove down the desolate highway. The eerie silence was only disturbed by the occasional whisper of wind that danced through the trees lining the road. My knuckles whitened as I gripped the steering wheel, each mile marker passing by a silent testament to the increasing isolation. The GPS blinked intermittently, losing signal in this remote area. I glanced at my phone, which lay lifeless. No signal, no bars. Panic whispered at the edges of my mind, but I pushed it away, focusing on the road ahead. Suddenly, the car sputtered, the engine coughing before dying completely. My heart raced as I coasted to the shoulder, the only sound the gravel crunching beneath the tires. I fumbled for my phone, trying desperately to get a signal. Nothing. I was alone in the darkness. I stepped out, the cold night air sending shivers down my spine. The headlights cast an eerie glow on the surrounding trees, their branches reaching out like skeletal fingers. I popped the hood, my fingers trembling as I tried to diagnose the issue, but nothing seemed amiss. Panic surged yet again. I needed help. I glanced down the empty road in both directions, contemplating my options. I could wait for a passing car or hike to find help. I chose the latter, grabbing my phone and a flashlight from the trunk before setting off into the oppressive darkness. The forest seemed to swallow me whole. Twigs snapped underfoot and the rustling of leaves amplified in my ears. Shadows danced around me, playing tricks on my mind. Every sound was amplified, every snap or crackle making me whirl around, expecting someone or something behind me. Time lost its meaning as I trudged forward, the beam of the flashlight the only thing cutting through the thick darkness. My mind conjured up images of creatures lurking just beyond the reach of the light, their eyes gleaming in the darkness. Finally, I stumbled upon a dilapidated gas station. Relief flooded through me, but it was short-lived. The building looked abandoned, its windows shattered, and the doors barely hanging on their hinges. Dread crept into my chest. I hesitated but had no choice. I needed to find a phone. The creaking of the door echoed through the empty station as I stepped inside. The air was stale, filled with the scent of decay. The flashlight revealed overturned shelves and debris scattered across the floor. My heart hammered in my chest, warning me to leave, but I pressed forward, searching for any sign of a working phone. Footsteps echoed behind me, but when I turned, the beam of light revealed nothing but empty space. I quickened my pace, desperation mingling with fear. I reached the counter and spotted an old rotary phone, its cord frayed and hanging loosely. I picked up the receiver, praying for a dial tone. Silence greeted me. Tears welled in my eyes as I slammed the phone back onto the receiver. That's when I heard it, a low guttural growl emanating from the shadows. Panic seized me as I spun around, the flashlight shaking in my trembling hand. Two glowing orbs stared back at me from the darkness, followed by a chilling snarl. A figure emerged, its hulking form moving closer, shrouded in darkness. I bolted, the beam of light bouncing wildly as I sprinted back into the night. Branches tore at my clothes, the forest a maze of terror. The creature's growls echoed behind me, gaining on me with each passing second. I burst through the trees, seeing the faint glow of my car in the distance. Hope surged within me as I pushed my body to its limits. The headlights illuminated the area, revealing the creature mere feet behind me, its twisted form contorted in rage. I dove into the car, slamming the door shut and locking it just in time. The creature pounded on the windows, its howls reverberating through the night. With shaking hands, I turned the key, the engine roaring to life. As I peeled away, the creature disappeared into the darkness. I sped down the highway, the fear and adrenaline coursing through my veins. I glanced back once, catching a glimpse of those haunting, glowing eyes before they vanished into the night.